All right. So let's dive into something I know a lot of you have been daydreaming about.
Yeah,
That beautiful, bright,
that's right.
sunroom,
Yeah.
specifically thinking about like a 20 by 20 beauty.
Mm-hmm.
You want to soak up the sun, obviously, without battling bugs,
Yeah.
or, Charleston's occasional downpours. And
Yeah.
Sunspace Charleston seems like the place to go in South Carolina.
Yeah, they have a great reputation.
But the big question is,
Yeah.
how much is a 20 by 20 sunroom?
Yeah, it's a great question.
Especially from a
Yes.
company with such a
Yeah.
solid reputation.
It is a great question, and it's a little bit like asking, how much is a car? You've got, your base price, and then you've got all the features that make it yours.
Right.
For a 20 by 20 sunroom, you're looking at a wide range, potentially $20,000 to $80,000.
Wow.
What drives that difference? Well, let's start with the type of sunroom.
Okay, so we're not just talking about slapping some windows onto a patio, right?
Right.
There are levels to this sunroom game.
Exactly. You've got your basic three-season room, perfect for enjoying spring, summer, and fall.
Okay.
Then there's the four-season room built for year-round comfort.
Mm-hmm.
And at the top tower, we have the conservatory, which is basically a luxurious glass palace.
Oh, wow.
Each one comes with a different price tag, of course.
So if I'm picturing myself, sipping sweet tea in the spring sunshine, a three-season room might be a ticket.
Right.
But if I want to curl up with a book in the middle of January, ignoring the Charleston chill,
Yeah.
that's where a four-season room comes in, right? How much is a 20 by 20 sunroom for each of those options?
Yeah, that's where things get interesting.
Okay.
The cost difference between a three-season and a four-season room can be significant.
Okay.
For a three-season 20 by 20, you might be looking at the lower end of that range, perhaps starting around $20,000, but that's a very rough estimate.
Got it.
Bumping it up to a four-season room means more insulation,
Okay.
potentially a more robust heating system,
Sure.
and maybe even upgrades like a double-paned windows,
Okay.
all of which add to the cost.
Right.
How much is a 20 by 20 sunroom when you factor in those upgrades? Well, you could easily be looking at $40,000 or more.
Wow. Okay, so choosing the type of sunroom is the first big decision that
Right.
impacts the price.
Exactly.
What's next on the list?
Materials.
Okay.
And this is where your personal style and budget really come into play.
Okay.
We're talking about the framing, the windows, even the flooring.
Mm-hmm.
You could go with classic wood, modern aluminum, or budget-friendly vinyl.
Right.
Each has its pros and cons, not just in terms of looks, but also durability and maintenance.
So if I'm going for that charming Charleston aesthetic, wood might be the way to go, even if it costs a bit more.
Yeah.
But if I'm prioritizing easy upkeep and affordability, vinyl could be the winner.
You got it.
Okay.
How much is a 20 by 20 sunroom when you factor in those material choices?
Yeah.
Well, wood tends to be the most expensive, followed by aluminum, then vinyl. But remember, each material has different lifespans and maintenance needs, which impact long-term costs, too.
Okay, so we've got the type of sunroom, the materials. It's starting to feel like building a custom house.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking of which, we can't forget about the people who actually put it all together, right?
Absolutely. Labor is a major cost factor, especially in a place like Charleston.
Yeah.
Remember, you're not just paying for someone to swing the hammer.
Right.
You're paying for expertise, especially if you go with a company like Sunspace Charleston.
Right.
Their reputation for quality craftsmanship comes at a price, and their installers likely command higher wages due to their skill and the demand for their services.
Yeah.
How much is a 20 by 20 sunroom from Sunspace Charleston specifically, given their high standards?
Right.
That's a question we'll keep digging into.
It's like choosing a surgeon. You want the best, even if it costs a little more. But even the best surgeon needs the right tools, right?
Exactly. And that brings us to another cost considerations, permits, and local regulations.
Oh,
Charleston, with its historic charm, can have specific building codes and zoning requirements.
right.
Making sure your sunroom complies with those adds another layer of cost.
Okay, I'm starting to understand why that price range is so wide.
Yeah.
But I'm still curious, how much is a 20 by 20 sunroom from Sunspace Charleston, considering their reputation for quality and attention to detail?
Mm-hmm.
We've got to get closer to that magic number.
We're getting there, but before we jump to specifics, let's talk about some cost-saving strategies.
Okay,
Because who doesn't love a good deal?
now you're talking my language. Bring on those budget-friendly tips.
Okay.
Okay, so we're back, and I'm ready for those cost-saving secrets.
All right.
We are on a mission to figure out How much is a 20 by 20 sunroom?
Right.
Especially from a top-notch company like Sunspace Charleston.
Okay.
Hit me with those savvy tips.
One of the smartest moves you can make is to think about timing.
Okay.
Construction in Charleston, like in places, has its busy seasons.
Yeah.
Building during the off-season when demand is lower might just get you a better price.
So instead of dreaming of that sunroom during those scorching Charleston summers,
Right.
maybe I should be planning for a fall or winter installation.
Exactly.
That's right.
Contractors are often more eager for projects during the slower months,
Right.
and that can translate into savings.
Okay.
Now, another way to potentially save is to consider a sunroom kit.
Ooh.
This is where those DIY skills come in handy.
Okay, hold on. Remember my bookshelf disaster.
Right.
DIY isn't always the money saver, it seems.
You've got a point. A sunroom kit can cut down on labor costs,
Mm-hmm.
but it requires a certain level of expertise and comfort with construction.
Yeah.
Plus, you'll need to factor in the cost of tools,
Right.
permits, and potential mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
How much is a 20 by 20 sunroom if you have to call in a professional to fix your DIY blunders? It could end up negating those initial savings.
Right. Sometimes it's better to leave it to the pros, especially with a big project like this.
Yeah, I think so.
Speaking of pros, let's circle back to Sunspace Charleston.
Okay.
Their reputation is stellar, and their customer reviews consistently mention their responsiveness and attention to detail.
That's a crucial point. How much is a 20 by 20 sunroom when you factor in peace of mind?
Right.
Knowing that the company stands behind their work and will address any issues promptly adds value that goes beyond the initial price tag.
It's like that feeling of knowing you have a reliable friend to call if things go wrong.
Exactly.
That's worth something.
Right, absolutely. And it speaks to the importance of using a reputable company like Sunspace Charleston.
Right.
But let's not forget that even with the best company, unexpected costs can pop up.
Oh, you're talking about those hidden fees?
Yeah.
Like when you book a flight and suddenly there's a baggage fee and a seat selection fee?
Exactly. In the case of a sunroom, those hidden costs can come in the form of site-specific challenges.
Okay.
For example, if your backyard has a steep slope or requires extensive excavation,
Okay.
those factors will add to the overall cost.
Okay, so even if I'm meticulous about choosing the type of sunroom and the materials,
Right.
I still need to factor in the quirks of my backyard.
Precisely. How much is a 20 by 20 sunroom on a perfectly level lot
Right.
versus one that requires retaining walls and complex foundation work?
Yeah.
That's where things can get tricky.
Mm-hmm.
And it highlights the importance of a thorough site assessment before finalizing any quotes.
So it's like those home renovation shows where they uncover unexpected problems behind the walls.
Right.
You never know what you're going to find until you start digging.
You got it. And those discoveries can impact your budget.
Right.
That's why it's crucial to have open communication with your contractor.
Yeah.
And in the case of Sunspace Charleston, their reputation suggests they'd be upfront about any potential challenges and work with you to find solutions.
Okay, I'm starting to feel like a sunroom detective piecing together all these clues.
Yeah.
But I can't resist asking again, how much is a 20 by 20 sunroom from Sunspace Charleston,
Okay.
considering their reputation, potential site costs,
Right.
and all these other factors we've discussed?
You're persistent.
I am.
And I applaud that.
Thank you.
But unfortunately, I still can't give you a definitive answer.
Okay.
It's like asking for the price of a painting without knowing the size,
Right.
the artist, or the details of the artwork.
All right. All right. I'll put my detective hat away for now. But seriously, listeners, don't let the fear of the unknown stop you from exploring your sunroom dreams.
Right.
Getting a personalized quote from a reputable company like Sunspace Charleston is the best way to unravel the mystery of those costs and get one step closer to soaking up the sun in style.
I couldn't agree more. And speaking of style,
Oh, here we go.
there's one more piece of the cost puzzle. We need to explore those luxurious extras that can turn a sunroom from basic to breathtaking.
Oh, you mean those bells and whistles that can make my sunroom the envy of the neighborhood?
Yeah.
Tell me more. Okay, so we're down to like the final details in our sunroom deep dive. We've tackled the big stuff,
Yeah.
type, materials, labor, even those like sneaky site costs.
Right.
But now it's time for like the fun part,
Yeah.
Those extras that can turn a sunroom from like nice to OMG. I never want to leave this room.
I love it.
So let's say I've got my basic 20 by 20 sunroom from like a fantastic company like Sunspace Charleston.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here? Fancy lighting, built-in sound systems, a retractable roof that opens to the stars.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, maybe that last one's a bit much, but a girl can dream, right?
Dream big because the possibilities are truly endless.
Okay.
You can upgrade your windows to get those panoramic Charleston views.
Wow.
You can add custom blinds or shades for privacy and light control.
Right.
You can even install a fireplace for cozy winter evenings.
Okay.
And yes, retractable screens and roofs are definitely a thing.
Okay, I'm officially swooning, but let's be practical for a moment.
All right.
How much is a 20 by 20 sunroom with all the bells and whistles?
Right.
We're probably serious splurging here.
It can definitely add up.
Right.
But here's the key. Prioritize.
Okay.
Decide which upgrades are must-haves and which are nice-to-haves.
Okay.
Maybe those panoramic windows are non-negotiable for you, but the fireplace can wait.
It's like designing a dream kitchen. You want those top-of-the-line appliances and those gorgeous countertops, but you have to be realistic about your budget.
Exactly. And remember, you can always phase in those upgrades over faux.
Right?
Start with the essential and then add those finishing touches as your budget allows.
Okay, that makes sense. So how much is a 20 by 20 sunroom from Sunspace Charleston? If I want, say, those panoramic windows and custom shades, but I'm willing to skip the fireplace for now.
You know, I can't give you an exact number without knowing all the specifics of your project.
Oh, okay.
But what I can tell you is that Sunspace Charleston is known for its customizability.
Okay.
They'll work with you to create a sunroom that meets your needs and your budget.
Okay, I'm starting to sense a theme here. It seems like the answer to how much is a 20 by 20 sunroom is always, it depends.
Right.
But that's not a bad thing, is it?
Not at all. It means you have the power to tailor your sunroom to your vision. You're not stuck with a cookie-cutter design or a one-size-fits-all price tag.
So let's recap. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
Yeah.
Choosing the right type of sunroom, understanding the impact of materials and labor, navigating those sneaky site costs, and even indulging in those dreamy upgrades.
Yeah, we did it all.
But ultimately, the best way to get a clear answer to that all-important question, how much is a 20 by 20 sunroom, especially from a top-notch company like Sunspace Charleston,
Yeah.
is to reach out to them directly.
Exactly. Get that personalized quote, discuss your vision, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Knowledge is power, and the more informed you are, the smoother your sunroom journey will be.
So there you have it, listeners. We've given you the tools, the insights, and even a few cautionary tales. Remember my bookshelf fiasco to help you navigate the world of sunroom costs.
Right.
Now it's time to take the plunge.
That's right.
Reach out to Sunspace Charleston, get that personalized quote, and start turning your sunroom dreams into a reality.
And remember, as always, keep diving deep into the topics that matter most to you. Until next time, CH